Like for example, we go to stocks. Okay, stocks. Here are all like there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them really, because every note there's a lot of different tickers. And I also removed a lot of like I used to have much more, but I removed the mostly liquid one. But let's look at, for example, breakouts. 2013, 2018, 2013 breakouts. So I have different types. Like I have sorted by year. Sometimes I have them sorted by theme. Like it's not super organized. Or like gappers, earnings gappers. These I have organized by ticker and not by year. And then there are other type of gappers, like biotech and different types of news. And here these are all like just stocks that made big moves. And I have these these different setups. You can immediately see, look at this Coke chart, you see, wow, this is a pretty good setup. Not the fastest setup since it surfed the 50-day, but look at what it did. It made a big move. INTL. You see this? This is a setup that kept going and going. It's not rocket science. You'll figure out what works for you. No, I don't enter any data into Excel. I try to, but I just always get bored and I'm like, fuck it. This is what it looks like. This is what everyone should do. You should go back, 20, 30, 40 years. Look at the big winning stocks, stocks that have doubled, tripled in a short amount of time or more, and just look for setups. Look like it's the same patterns occurring over and over again. And you need to build a database with those setups so you can review and just train your brain to identify these setups. That's all you need to do. There's no need to do anything else, right? This is stocks move in certain patterns, and they have for 200 years, and nothing has changed. The patterns are exactly the same as they were for 100 years ago. They're exactly the same today. Your job is to identify these patterns. These are just some random IPO breakouts, like from the 1990s, like 2011 breakouts. Like I have these different folders for different years and different themes. 2010 breakouts, right? So first I have like the weekly charts on some of these, and then I have the daily charts, and sometimes I have the intraday charts too, like the 30-minute. Like here is the 30-minute. Because I used to use the 30-minute a few years ago. Now I use the 60-minute. And I've been building this database for like 7 years now. It's a work in progress. There's just so many, always adding new things. And I'm always, removing. Like I used to have twice as many charts, but I removed all the like illiquid ones that I added when my account was much smaller. And that's what you need to do. You need to put put at least 1,000 hours into this over several years. If you want to make big money, you need to put in the work. You have to do the work, okay? Not someone else. You have to do the work. I'm always getting asked, "Oh, can you share your notes?" No. You need to do it. You need to stand on your own two legs. Right? And I have probably tens of thousands of charts. Tens of thousands. 2017 IPO runners, okay? Another folder, right? Then we have non-lethal weapon stocks, body cam stocks, and these things from 2014, from the Ferguson riots, when those stocks were hot. These are more like small cap pumps. not institutional quality stocks. Crypto stocks of 2017, late 2017 and January 2018. I made a lot of money on these stocks, you know. Double, triple, quadrupled my money in a few months. Thanks to these names. There was no need to trade crypto directly because the stocks made as big moves and they were much more liquid. You know, just, you know, lot of good breakouts there, and also short setups. And then I have, you know, specific folder for these short setups, like these parabolic type of stocks. These are from like 1999, the brokers, Ameritrade, Schwab, E-Trade. You all need to do it. For every setup, you need to build a database. Thousands of examples, or maybe not thousands, but, you know, hundreds of really good ones. And, you know, then anytime you see a setup that you recognize, you're gonna get excited because you know, holy shit, there's a good chance I'm gonna make a lot of money on it, because you know, especially if it's a rare type of setup and it's really like a 5-star, you're gonna get excited. And you don't need to listen to anyone else. My goal is for every one of you to stop looking at my stream. Let's see, rare earths. This was, I think, 2010, 2011. Let's see, Moly Core. Where is Moly Core? Here is Moly Core. It made a big move back in 2010, 2011. Went from like 12 to what, 80 in yeah, inside of a year, like 10 months. It's a rare earth producer of some kind. That's what Moly Corp is. I thought they went bankrupt, but now they're back. My database, Solar City, back in 2013. So they pretty much guided their deployment, like how much they were gonna deploy, and it beat the analyst estimates by a big margin. So let's see. So here is like this candle here. That's when I bought it, like pretty much opening range highs. I didn't really know the concept opening range highs back then, but that's what I did. So it gapped up, had big volume. It had been going sideways for many months. It gapped up on this big news, big surprise to the market, and that's exactly what we want to see in those gapper trades. I don't remember exactly. This is from like October 2013. Like I had no idea what I was doing, but this was, I remember this trade distinctively because I was like, because the thing is, it went up 50% in like 7 trading sessions. That's when I realized, holy shit, there is something here. Because I know I had seen these types of moves before, but I really couldn't put my finger on it. Like, what the hell is going on here? And this is how I developed, or I didn't develop it, but I actually learned the setup from Stockbee. But that's where I learned the setup. Like when you have a you know, like a big surprise and the stock gaps up on big volume, those things can make enormous moves. Like we've seen some of them this year. We've traded a lot of them. Stuff like Livongo. Like this thing went up. Let's look at Sandis. This is like 2005, I think. Gapped up on big volume 2005. And then it went up over a couple of 100% in like 6 months. Anyway, you gotta do this work yourself. No one can help you with this. Like 423, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you the perfect stock. Okay. This is what I've been talking about daily. This is from my Evernote database. Okay, Taser. So Taser went from like, I don't know, 50 cents to over $30 inside of a year. That's like a 60 bagger. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something. Pay attention. These are things I keep talking about every day. This is like 2001. Okay, that's okay. So, yeah, it went from like 35 cents to that was almost 100 bagger in a year. Okay. Now pay attention now. Do you remember I keep talking about the 10 and 20-day moving averages for momentum stocks? Pay attention. This yellow line is the 20-day moving average. Unfortunately, I don't have the 10-day here, but you can just imagine the 10-day goes something like this. It's above the 20-day, okay? So this is a high tide flag. You see how it's surfing the 20-day, goes sideways, builds a flag. This is a flag, okay? Now, this goes up. This thing pretty much doubles, pulls back a little bit, starts surfing the 20-day again, builds higher lows, gets tight, breaks out again. High tide flag, okay? Pulls back, undercuts the rising 20-day. Keeps going higher. Oh, and on this chart, apparently, I have the 10-day. But anyways, it keeps riding the 10-day moving average higher. Pulls back, finds support on the 10-day, goes sideways a bit, builds in a higher low, finds support on the rising 20-day, builds a higher low, or builds a series of higher lows, puts in a tight range. Breaks out on volume, boom, you have another high tide flag break. Goes up about 50-60%, pulls back to the rising 20-day, builds a series of higher lows, tight range, breaks out again. Okay? So it goes from what, 750? So it more than doubles in a month, okay, from this high tide flag. Pulls back again to the rising 20-day, undercuts the rising 20-day, but puts in a higher low, reclaims, builds in a tight range, builds higher lows, breaks out again. And this time it more than doubles again. Okay? This is why I keep talking about the rising 10 and 20-day moving averages, higher lows and tight ranges. That's literally all I talk about every single day. I just saved you $4 and probably hours and hours of time. You don't need to buy this book. Follow